Yo, 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 what's going on, man?
What up? Let's talk
Hell
about some
yeah.
racing.
Hell yeah, let's talk about some racing. Well, just so everybody at home knows, Dawson was a little bit busy this week. He's got a lot to take care of, so we got Ike sitting in here for today, coming in to help us out, making sure we can get a podcast out here real nice and early. Granted,
Yup.
it is Wednesday, but we did our best.
We did our best.
I know. We've been talking about like trying to schedule these things to be more consistent, and of course, like that really helps if you have like a consistent lifestyle. And I feel
Yeah,
like we just do so much crazy stuff. We just can hardly stay focused on one thing at a time.
yeah. I don't think any of us would have what you call consistent lifestyle. So
Oh hell no! Because you were just telling me that you just got started up working for the Fort Nash 615 house.
yep. And have y'all been on the road? And
Oh, not yet.
not yet. Coming
Yeah.
up though, so that's gonna make it even crazier.
Dude, I'm telling you, we're already going crazy, and we're not even like started on the road yet. So
Dude.
that starts in 10 days. We start our rehearsals. So
Coming up.
I know I've been making the joke to everybody. I've just been like unemployed for like a half a year now because I have nothing to do but stuff at home.
Watch a lot of racing,
Dude, for real. I mean, all of yesterday I was putting these fans in this greenhouse. So I have two big giant solar panels on the side of it now, and they're blowing air in. I think the stories are still up on Instagram if anybody sees this fast enough. But I was just out there working on that all day long yesterday.
Sounds like a productive day at least.
It was, but I was joking around. I was like, my wife Allison just needs to go ahead and pop this damn baby out already because I'm out there. I have the freaking adjustable wrench on the bolts on the outside where the solar panels are connecting to the roof of this greenhouse. And I attach it to the bolt, and I put some duct tape on it to hold it into place because I can't reach around from inside and outside to tighten these bolts up. So I had it taped on the roof, and I'd have to walk inside and start with the socket wrench to see if it would hold so I could tighten these damn bolts down to hold it onto the roof. And I was saying, man, she needs to go ahead and pop my free labor out already. I need to start taking advantage of this.
Yeah, literally. That's the whole point.
One-man crew chief in a greenhouse, dude. It's a rocket ship now.
There you go.
Oh, man. Well, hell, where'd you end up watching the race this week?
I watched it at home. My roommate, me and Jerry were watching, so I thought it was a great race. I had a blast watching it.
Dude, that was exactly what we expect the Cup Series in a mile and a half to be these days.
Which is great because for a while, that was kind of a dreaded distance.
Yeah,
but
you weren't kidding, man.
These days, I mean, yeah, they're crushing out there. It was nice to finally have, I guess, a normal race.
Yeah, no freaking doubt. And watching the guys have to like genuinely battle handling issues coming off of turn 4 and fighting side by side with each other, going 3 wide half the time on a restart. I mean,
seeing them get loose. I mean, just seeing the cars run up the track, like with the bumps at Vegas, like you could tell, like you can actually see the difficulty level where, some tracks I feel like it's obviously hard, but you don't see it as much. You can see the impacts of like just being on edge the whole time in this race.
Dude, you're not wrong. I would hate to go through 1 and 2.
Oh,
I would hate it. With that shade coming in and out, and then the sun being on it, sun not being on it, and then just going through a shitload of bumps right through the transition, I'd rather not. Especially with the way they have them bump stock now. I feel like all you'd be doing is just getting your back blown out every time you went over them. Yeah, me and my back couldn't take that. That's for sure. I broke my back trying to build a damn garden the other day. But hell, we got a Josh Berry win, man. Yeah. First in the Cup Series.
Exciting, dude. I mean, first of all, I love seeing Wood Brothers win anytime 21 cars in victory lane. It's always fun. But especially for Josh Berry. I mean, Tennessee guy.
Hell yeah. Represent.
Short track racer. Like, it's exciting to see him prove that he can win.
Hell yeah, dude. Second biggest T since Texas. Let's go.
Hey, he's been running well too, so it's cool to see that pay off.
Dude, for real. So I told you right before we got onto the podcast, I was gathering up some last minute stats. And basically what I meant by that was I was putting together this list of average finishes. You can still see me, right? I'm flipping over on my screen. Okay, cool. So what I was doing is I went on the driver averages because I was just sitting there thinking to myself, I'm watching the 21 car just dominate week after week after week in comparison to the way that it used to drive. And by used to drive, I mean kind of for the last like 5 years. I think you and I both know what I mean by that.
Yeah.
So I was just sitting there thinking to myself, I know it's early in the season, but let's look at Josh Berry's average finish right now as it sits with a win in the pocket, by the way. So I feel like it gives it a little bit more credence.
Mm-hmm.
So Josh Berry through 5 races in 2025 is an average finish of 18th. And I'm going to round down every time just because, you can't have a 0.9% of a position. So we're looking at an 18th. And I was like, all right, what does that stand for like a Cup Series champion? So like the last 3 champions, Logano, Blaney, Logano, it went 11.7, 14, 13. So you're looking at a guy that's coming within 5 to 7 positions of what a champion would do. But looking at the car itself, the 21 car, for like the last 10 years, when Burton was in the car from 22 to 24, he had a 22nd in 22, a 25th in 23, and a 24th in 23, and a 25th in 2024. Dude got worse by at least a position every single year, but never did better than 22nd on the average finish.
Jeez.
You go back to De Benedetto, and it jumps right back up to where Barry is right now. In 2020, he had a 14th. In 2021, he had a 16th average finish. So already right there, you kind of got to look at your driver and be like, what was Harrison Burton doing in this car? That he was finishing like a full 10 places back. And then, not to go too heavy into the stats, but Menard had a 19th and a 16th, and Blaney started at a 25th and went 18th and 17th. So progression for every other driver but Harrison Burton. That makes me beg the question, like, did the Wood brothers go away, or did they hire a shit driver? I mean,
yeah, right.
You just kind of have to look at those kind of stats.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, obviously Burton came in with a lot of name recognition, and I'm not saying he doesn't have potential, but yeah, he may have not been quite ready for the Cup Series yet. He's still super young.
Absolutely. And you're looking at the way that he's racing down in the Xfinity Series now for the 25 team, and he's right back at where you saw him when he was in the Xfinity Series back in the day, because he has, I don't remember off the top of my head how many wins he has in that car, but he had at least like 3 or 4 that I know of.
He's definitely got potential, but I mean, you can, there's a lot of guys you can look at who's gotten called up too early, maybe. Even Ty Gibbs has struggled, and he's got a ton of talent. I would, for Gibbs, like, he's a legit driver.
Yeah.
But is he ready to compete at the Cup level? Probably not.
I couldn't agree more, man. That's been such a huge talking point for the last, I feel like 2-3 weeks. Wow. Dawson brought it up to me, and he's like, yeah, how many tweets do you see now where it's like, we got to talk about Ty Gibbs?
Dude, and he has gotten a little unlucky in some of these races, but I mean, at some point, you create your own luck, so.
It's true, and I mean, you can look at it last week, like Denny Hamlin was running dog into the last little tail bit of the entire field. I think at one point he was battling with Blaney for the lucky dog, and Ty Gibbs was back there too. It was like those are the last 3 place guys, all 3 of which I think you could easily chalk up to bad luck.
Mm-hmm.
So you're exactly right. There's some times where he doesn't necessarily deserve it, but man, those weeks where he doesn't have any excuses, that's where it's coming into play for sure.
For sure. And it's crazy because when he came up to the Cup Series, and ran a limited schedule, he was kind of balling. Like, he was looking pretty good. And
yeah.
I don't know what happened after that, but
I don't know. Dude, that's such a great question. That's like, I want to hear from a young Cup Series driver that's willing to actually tell you what it's like.
Yeah.
To find out, like, what is it when you transfer up? And I'm sure if we looked hard enough, we could find that. But
I'm sure we could.
Just like, somebody tell me, is it a mental thing? Is it just like you have to earn your respect in your garage? Is it just simply that the other drivers are that good that you're having to figure it out?
You probably, I mean, right? Like, once they learn how you drive, they're going to figure out how to block you and how to defend. And, it's almost like a batter getting called up and going on a hot streak in MLB, and then the pitchers start to adjust. And if you can't adjust back, then you're gonna be dead in the water.
Man, such a good point.
We'll
Absolutely.
see.
Golly. But yeah, so Josh Berry gets his very first win in the Cup Series. Dude is been on a tear for the last 5 weeks. I mean, it's hard to look at what he's been doing in the car and not wonder where this year is going to go for him, because obviously now he's in the playoffs. He's got that position figured out already for himself, and he's sitting in 13th in terms of just regular season points.
Yeah, and it feels right now. I mean, last year we saw the 21 in the playoffs, but that felt more like a fluke. This feels legit. This feels like he's going to be a contender.
Yes. Couldn't put it better, man. Getting the 1 win at Daytona, getting that 100th win for the Wood Brothers, and then immediately back out of the playoffs again. I mean, it was like, here's your 3 seconds of
We
fame.
could have seen that coming for sure, but
yeah. No, I mean, I hate to talk so much crap about this kid, but
he's gonna
at
be
the end
fine.
of the day,
Probably he'll be fine. I bet.
Yeah, I mean, his last name's Burton. He'll be all right.
He just got some learning to do.
Oh, no doubt, man. So, like, I guess it might be too early to predict, but like, how far into the playoffs does this run go? How far does he take the 21? How many wins is he going to have by the end of the year if he's already knocked 1 off and he's barely even been in the Cup Series for this little bit driving this car? It's like, okay, I know he's been in for last year, but just getting into this 21 machine, it's like, how is everything firing so well immediately?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we've seen hot starts, I think, so it'll be interesting to see if they can keep it up. I think the advantage they have is that, yes, they're part of Penske, but they're a single car team, so they're locked in on him versus Hendrick. I feel like we'll see one driver get off to a hot start, and then maybe the resources get shifted around a bit. People start to politic, and then that driver will fall off, and someone else will kind of come up. With Barry, I mean, they're going to be locked in on him all year long. There's no competition for resources other than what's going on with Penske, but in terms of their Wood Brothers shop, they're going to be locked in on him. So I think that they just have all the potential in the world.
Yeah, and it's scary to think what he'll be able to put together now that he's got a win in week 5.
Yeah, 100%.
I mean, what is that, like 20 more races?
And
until the playoffs even
he's
start?
a short track guy. He's still got short tracks coming up. He won it a mile and a half. So
yeah, for real. I mean, he's got all this crazy potential going on, and I mean, Harrison showed flashes of old Wood Brothers stuff every now and then last year, but I mean, it was so sprinkled in. Whereas this year, it's like we're running up front, we're competing for top 10s all the time. When Josh Berry's behind the wheel, I mean, it's like they can envision their entire race strategy from the beginning of from the war room back in Charlotte. They can already be planning for, are we going to try to take stage points? Are we going to go for this win here? And with Harrison, and for the last, like, at least good solid few years, even back to the De Benedetto days, it was almost like getting stage points was more a play of long-winded strategy and opportunity that pops up when the green checkered's about to fly. Whereas this year, it's almost like we have to decide, what do we want more, because we probably have a pretty good chance of getting both.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, what a turnaround. I just love seeing that, man. From 1950 to here, or 49, whatever year it was they founded it, to here.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of teams like that bouncing back, I feel like, right now. McDowell was on the pole. Obviously, he didn't do great in the race, but they had speed in qualifying.
I didn't even see where he ended up finishing. Do you remember?
Think he was maybe top 20, but not.
Yeah, 16th.
He was not competitive.
Golly. But yeah, Dawson called him the new Rocket Man, this year's Rocket Man, because most poles last year. He's already got a pole this year now, so we got a new Ryan Newman, an old driver with a whole lot of history in the sport, just going out there and setting blistering qualifying laps.
Yeah, he knows what he's doing behind the wheel, even if he's not going to be competitive in the race.
God dang, if that's not true, I don't know what is.
I would love to see him get a win this year, though.
Ah, me and you both. Gosh, it's nothing's better than watching Michael McDowell, of all people, get out of his car, because he's the one person that's been in the sport a super long time that's not, like, crazy cynical about it. He's still excited when he wins. He gets out of the car, and it's like, dang, that just looks like you're goofy uncle got out of the car, and he's just happy to be there, and he got the win too. Like,
Yep,
all these
100%.
other old drivers, they get out and they're like, "Oh yeah, I'm going to talk about all these years of success and how this is just another one on the belt." He's just like, "Holy crap, I won, man!" I love that stuff.
That is
Oh man. So we got Josh Berry winning it. Now we got to talk a little bit about the old boy and other old boy that came in second and third. You got Daniel Suarez and Ryan Preece, both of which are in very different parts of their career right now. And we talk about Daniel Suarez needing to knock off as many good finishes and wins as he possibly can, because he's got old Zillich breathing down his neck right now. So he gets a second place finish, and he I mean, how long were they battling?
They're battling for a while.
Golly.
That was one of the better lead battles I've seen, even though Fox didn't cover it the best.
Yeah, our weekly complaint.
But yeah, no, they were battling for a while. I mean, he put up a fight for sure. And like those, I feel like those are two of the most respectful guys on the track too, which was kind of cool to see.
Yeah.
Just some good, clean racing.
Oh, it was so much fun just watching them just kind of battle back and forth, getting almost to where he'd pass him once and then he repassed him back. And I mean, it was like 15 to 20 laps of just like, you don't know who's going to win. And I'm a Penske guy, so of course, seeing Blaney's old ride out there for the lead, I was definitely in my Josh Berry pajama pants right there watching that finish. But so Suarez comes in with a second place finish. How do you feel about that? Like, he started in 23rd position.
Yeah, he had a great race.
Yeah, and he comes all the way up to it.
They called a great race too. I mean, obviously, strategy we saw play out in a big way. But they did a good job. I think, Suarez is a guy who I think has a lot of talent, and I think we've seen him flash it. I don't know what it is where he can't get over that hump to just be consistently good, but also there's something with that team where like Ross will go on these hot streaks and, but he'll never like consistently compete with the top level of drivers. So I don't know if it's like a Trackhouse thing or if it's just Suarez, but they got to figure out how to consistently be at the top level. Yeah.
No, I agree with that so much, because you remember back to Chastain when he gets in the car. I mean, you couldn't outrun the guy. He was so quick and he was so aggressive, and he was lighting the world on fire with huge highlights, getting on ESPN and different things. And
I mean, he was the most exciting driver in the sport. I still think Rick Hendrick talked him down a little bit, which is unfortunate, but
I know it sucks.
They needed him. I mean, he was the perfect guy at that time to come in and be like not just a villain, but an exciting villain, I guess.
Yeah. And the team itself too was just doing things so differently. I mean, they had Pitbull, they had this weird name that just nobody saw coming, and then they come out and they're like super competitive. And they're making all these aggressive contract deals, pitting their drivers against each other. I mean, you want to talk about an organization that runs themselves in such an exciting way. It's so frustrating to see what happened to Chastain and how he's no longer that exciting, aggressive guy. And you got Suarez in there that, man, he gets that 3-wide finish at Atlanta, but if it wasn't for that, I don't know what I can really say towards the guy. I mean, he gets the second place finish here, but
I mean, he went where? Gibbs and then
Stewart-Haas.
So he's been through rides. I mean, he's a consistent driver. Like, he'll put you in the middle of the pack week in and week out. He's not going to crash too many cars, but
yeah,
he just doesn't have that top end of winning a bunch of races.
No, he doesn't. And see, that's the thing, is like finishing second right here to almost anybody else. I mean, I'm about to talk so much awesome stuff about Ryan Preece, and he finished in third.
Yeah.
So you got Suarez finishing in second here. It's almost like your frame of reference when it comes to that particular driver has got to be like, dude, if you're not going to win, you need to finish in the top 5 at least, I don't know, like 25 to 33% of the time. You need to be competitive all the time. You need to be fighting for top 10s and stages. He ended up with a 7th place second stage finish, but nothing on stage 1. I mean, he's got to find that level of consistency right now, and he just doesn't have it. And he's sitting down in 19th in the points at the moment.
Yeah.
And of course, it is super early to be talking about points, but his teammate's sitting in 10th. So you're talking almost a double-digit difference between where your teammate is and where you are right now.
Yeah.
That's pretty tough.
That is pretty tough.
So dude's got to pull out a lot more of those finishes. Good for him for having a hellacious finish on a non-drafting track.
But is that also the kind of scenario where you'd like to see him be a little less clean and a little more aggressive battling?
Yeah.
Because,
absolutely.
Like, at some point, respect's only going to get you so far when you come down to the end of the race. I mean, if he's against Kyle Busch and Kyle hasn't won in however, over a year, and Kyle's going to take him out, dude. Like,
yeah.
he's not going to care.
Yes.
That's where that killer instinct comes in. And that's where I don't know if Josh Berry has that either, but we haven't really seen him have a chance to show it or not.
Yeah, no doubt. He's definitely got a little bit of that wild streak to him. I always think back to the Phoenix finish when he gets wrecked out, or it's either Phoenix or Las Vegas. I can't remember which. And I want to say it was Brandon Jones or Harrison Burton that wrecked him in the Xfinity series. And I just remember the double bird he flung at him coming into turn one. It was either 3 or 4 at Las Vegas or 1 and 2 at Phoenix. Somebody was going to have to remind me of that. But he just flipped the double bird at him, and I was like, that's the guy right there. That guy gets it.
Yeah,
and he had this shit-eating grin on the whole time.
And that's the difference. Like, Suarez, if he needs that win, he's going to have to put the bumper to him maybe and, make his own luck because you gotta win the race.
No doubt. So, yeah, that's where Suarez sits right now. So, he's got an uphill climb, and you got to keep in mind, too, that a lot of this race came down to 18 people rolled 4 different rolls at a set of dice when it came to pit strategy, and there was no flow to the end of this race.
There was no way to know what was going to work.
No, you just didn't know. And how much do you attribute a second-place finish for Daniel Suarez to something like that, just getting kind of lucky? Then again, you say that about him, you got to take it away from everybody else that's up in the top 5.
Right, you can say that about Barry or Preece or whatever. I mean, there was a lot of fast cars, like Blaney got wrecked, right?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of fast cars fell back. Larson, even Kyle Busch had a good car, but
yeah, absolutely. I mean, and Larson finished in 9th, and I don't even know where Busch ended up by the end of all this.
Briscoe had a good car.
Golly, 33rd for Kyle Busch.
Yeah,
well, I guess he did have that.
He wrecked. He had that wheel kind of cut in half.
I nearly forgot about that. That's a whole nother thing to have to talk about today.
Yeah.
But yeah, you got Ryan Preece finishing up in 3rd though, so
good for him.
Solid finish for your boy. Golly, he's been another one that's been impressing me this year. Yeah. Where's he sitting in the points so far? He's down in 18th, but I mean, when you're talking about the Ryan Preece you saw the last couple of years and the Ryan Preece you're seeing right now, if you take away a couple bad finishes at Daytona for Mr. Astronaut, I mean, who knows where that guy would be sitting right now. So definitely another guy I've got my eye on for a lot of really good finishes this year.
For sure. No, I like him a lot.
Yeah. Wow, this is just it's going to be a career year for him for sure, and I'm super excited about that because I've been watching that kid since, I say kid, he's probably beat my tail if I looked at him funny. But I've been watching him since he debuted in the Xfinity series and was doing all those rides with the 18 car with Joe Gibbs. And I mean, out of like 5 races, he won 2 or 3 of them. So I was like, this guy's got something. Like, he's got something good here. And it's cool he's finally getting a chance to show it. It's like he found a home finally.
100%. Yeah, he's settling in and he's learning how to race at this level, which it always takes time. I mean, it took time for Chase Elliott. It took time for William Byron. It just takes time.
Absolutely. It takes time for Austin Cindric, too, but he's also another one that's been just, like, killing it this year.
100%.
Out of nowhere.
Which, I mean, he's kind of I don't know. He just doesn't strike me as that exciting of a guy, which is like...
It's so true.
I kind of find myself rooting against him sometimes.
That's so funny. That's hilarious. Is it the glasses or the bow tie?
I don't know. It might be the combo. I was just like, man, I don't want to see him win.
Oh, man. That's so funny.
But that's how I felt about Kez when he was in the 2 car, too. Like, I got sick of Kez winning in the 2.
Ah, dang.
I'd love to see Kez win now.
Yeah, absolutely. But back in the day, he had that kind of air about him, just like a get out of here kind of Detroit air to him.
Yeah.
No, that's too funny, man. I've been paying attention to the two this year, and you know what he reminds me of? He reminds me of where Ryan Blaney was in like 2017, 2018, when
Mhm.
he would run up front for a lot of the race, but once it came down to the end and the strategies were starting to play out and the pressure started to mount and different things started going down and different people started to get more aggressive, it's like he loses that edge. And you'll have a guy that's running in like top 10 just suddenly finish super far down the standings for no reason.
Yeah, you got to learn how to finish the races. I mean, that's more important than probably anything when we talk about adjusting to the top level. Just learning how to put yourself in position and not back down when you see your childhood icon coming up in your rear view. You
Yeah,
gotta you gotta stay in the gas and block them.
absolutely. Ah, gosh. Yeah, so he's been somebody that's been a lot of fun to watch this year. I'm
Mhm.
excited to see where he can take it because he's definitely on the hot seat for Penske right now. I mean,
Yeah,
even now with the 21 getting his win, I mean, and the way he's been racing this year, you kind of got to look at that 2 car and be like, all right, you have to at least beat the 21. You cannot
right.
go out here and let the 21 beat you in his very first year with the team.
No, that's true.
So I feel like there's a lot of pressure on him right now, and he's helping his case. He's helping it, but they got a pretty strong one right now that he's going to have to surmount. So,
100%.
anybody else that stuck out to you this week that you wanted to talk about?
I thought Reddick looked fast. I was surprised to see him finish so far back. But
Yeah. Where did
he
he
looked
even
good when he
finish?
was. I mean, everyone
24th.
kind of looked good when they clean air up front, but Reddick especially, I thought looked fast. He was running good lines and couldn't put it together with the strategy. But
Yeah.
I think that's a guy who's kind of surprised me with a relatively slow start this year after last year
Yeah, for
when he was
real.
just going crazy. But
He's
uh,
definitely not doing anything insane right now.
no, I think he'll get it together. But yeah, he's kind of been in the background this year so far. I feel like, but he looked good
Yeah.
this week till the end.
He definitely did, and I'm looking through here. The other guy on his team, Bubba Wallace, I mean,
Bubba looked fast too.
yeah, this is one of those very rare races where Bubba just completely blew Reddick's doors off.
Yeah,
He had a 4th place stage finish in both stages and ended up I can't remember exactly where he ended up in the entire.
well, he
He
got
ended up.
dinged up. He got dinged up in that wreck.
Yep,
I
yep,
think he
he
ran into
did.
Blaney. He didn't get a ton of damage, but it was enough.
But yeah, I mean, he outscored his teammate. He
Hmm.
may have finished 4 spots behind him, but he scored more points than he did. So,
Yeah, and he had a legit shot to win. I thought this week if he
dude, he
hadn't got caught
did.
up in that wreck. That wreck took out a lot of good cars.
It really did, man. God, there's this like graph of a Blaney car, and it was like the picture of a Blaney car, and there's this like very bit at the beginning. Oh man, we got a race coming up. This is gonna be so exciting. And then the next little bit of the race car was like, oh my gosh, we're actually fast. And then the next long bit of it is like, holy crap, we have a chance to win. Back end of it, it was like, I hate my life.
That does seem to be how it goes for
Duh.
every week.
Whose fault was that wreck? Who do you think caused that wreck?
I'm trying to think back to it.
Oh,
I need to
I
see a
think we
video.
lost you there, or maybe
Uh,
I'm just losing myself.
you hear me?
Yeah, I can't hear you at the moment.
Let's see. Can you hear me now?
It looks like it's coming in on your end. Let me check and see what
Yeah, I
my
can hear you.
inputs and outputs are doing here.
I can hear you. Can you hear me now? Check. Anything?
Weird.
I
Technical
can hear
difficulties.
you. Can you hear me now? I can hear you still.
Yeah, I just heard a bunch of popping and crackling,
Okay.
and all of a sudden it went out. Can
Huh.
you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah,
Weird. I
that is
cannot hear
weird.
you.
And I see the levels coming
Let me do
in on
something.
my thing. Can you hear me now?
No, I still can't hear you.
Still nothing. Here, let me try to hop out.
Excuse us for just one moment, folks, while we figure out what the heck we did wrong.
There you go. Can you hear me now?
Still no sound from you.
Can you hear me now?
Maybe try turning off.
That's so weird.
Sometimes that helps.
It says it can't be changed while recording. Now? Let me just unplug this.
There we go. I got it.
Now you can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear it now. It was on my end. My output was suddenly switched over to my internal speakers instead of. I don't know why that even happened.
Let me plug this microphone back in then.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Now that I know what went wrong, too, if that happens again, we'll have it figured out. Thanks for sticking around, folks. We got her figured out.
There we go.
Oh, weird stuff. Where were we? I forget what we were talking about.
We were talking about whose fault that wreck was.
Oh, yes. All right. So I'm sure the people back home have already heard you say it, but I'm going to need to hear it again.
Oh, yeah. I would say Christopher Bell.
Hell yes.
The way he popped up there.
My guy.
No, you're open. I was going to say Blaney.
No, I didn't. I honestly didn't care either way. I'm just so happy to hear somebody else blaming something on Christopher Bell. That guy stinks.
He swung up the track and definitely popped Blaney into
dude.
Wrecked her.
I could not believe my eyes when it was C-Bell that was in there. And then you had, golly, there was so much that went on in that wreck. I barely even could tell what was going on. But all I knew is it wasn't Blaney's fault, and anybody that said something can suck one, including Blaney himself, for saying that he might have caused that wreck. Dude, get out of here. You were 4 wide, and you were the first. I mean, he was a full, almost his entire car was out in front of all 4 of those other guys. He just happened to be right, just still bumpered on him.
He was almost clear. I mean, I don't know how they got 4 wide. I didn't see exactly. We watched the replay right here.
Oh, yeah. Send that replay over to me since you've already got it pulled up, because I was just about to pull it over to mine.
Yeah, I'll text you it. I mean, yeah, Blaney was nearly clear. In a sense, I guess maybe Blaney thought he was clear, but he definitely got pushed by Christopher Bell. He wouldn't have even had to go up there if Christopher Bell didn't come up the track.
Yeah. I love how you said nearly clear there, man. Like, if I had a nickel for every time Blaney was nearly clear and then ended up wrecked like a mother, I'd have a lot more nickels.
Yeah. It was real close.
Golly, yeah, that was such a frustrating thing. Here, I got it pulled up over here, but
yeah.
No, I was heartbroken, man. That was the hate my life portion of the race. Because he
was such a good car.
Dude, he fought too so much. He fought through so much when it came to actually finishing that race in a decent position, and he was getting up there for a really good, solid finish. I mean, he had a shot if the wacky strategy at the end played out right. He had a shot of winning. Just to get taken out by 4 wide. Here we go. He's coming off the corner. C-Bell walks it up the track, squeezes him up there. Golly, dude.
And I mean, it took out Bubba, who had a shot, which I want to see Bubba win a race. Like, that'd be cool.
Yeah. I mean,
needs it.
God, yeah, seeing Bubba win an actual natural played out race every single season should be in the bingo cards for him. He should be able to get at least one of them every single year.
No, I mean 100%. He was fast this week, and then who else did it take out there?
Oh, it was Gregson in the 4.
Yeah.
But you gotta give props to your man Justin Haley. That dude snuck through that hole between Blaney and the 43 like he had that sucker custom made for his car to fit through it.
Yeah, that was pretty crazy.
That was move of the race.
The other move of the race was Briscoe pitting in a. Whose box did he pit in?
Oh, no, it was Christopher Bell, wasn't it? Pitting into Chase Briscoe's box.
Yeah. Bell with the loose wheels. That was a great audible.
Dude, props to him. I don't know that. So I texted him with Dawson, and he was watching Twitter closer than I was. I was at my in-laws' house for this race. And I texted him immediately. I was like, dude, can you even do that? Like, and he was like, actually, yeah, it's just technically pitting outside of the box. And I was like, that's some horse shit, but that's one of those rules NASCAR didn't even think to put into the rule book until this week. And it got added.
Yeah, they're definitely gonna add something about it. I mean, that's like almost a safety issue because like that picker is probably not ready for him.
Oh
They,
no.
they can't radio that quick to be like, and he's cutting across traffic and
Yeah.
that's crazy.
I saw a picture of a dude just laying down there holding a beer, just like chilling on the couch, and he's pointing at himself, and it's like Briscoe's right rear tire changer. Me? Dude, I was mind blown. That was absolutely crazy to me.
Even the crew guys after the replay, they were like, "What? Like,
yeah, what are we doing here? Is that even legal? Like, are we gonna get in trouble for that? Could you imagine if Chase Briscoe got penalized for that?
They're like, yeah, if the crew guys got suspended and had to like go a week without pay, that'd be brutal.
Over the wall too soon by about 55 laps.
Too late. Over the wall too late.
Over the wall too late.
That's the new penalty.
Holy crap. That's hilarious. That's hilarious. That's definitely the title of the podcast. Over the wall too late.
Dude, what a heads up call though. I mean, now there was no rule against it. I don't know if there will be now, but a heads up call in the moment. For sure.
That was just it was genius. Absolute genius. Because there was an awful slate of drivers losing wheels this week. Who was it? We had Kyle Busch do it. Then we had Christopher Bell do it. Was it Michael McDowell that did it too? In the middle of the race?
It might have been. I do. Yeah, I know there was a couple more.
Oh man, we just kept falling off.
Who was it who had to pull down pit road? Was it Byron who had to pull down pit road just off speed and go fix the loose wheel?
I think. Yeah, golly, there was so many of them we can't even remember everybody.
Yeah,
what was that about?
It was like if you used to watch like an old race at Pocono or something. How many blown engines we used to have?
Oh yeah,
that for like loose wheels.
Yeah, it's so weird. And I'm like, is it something with the air in Vegas? Is it just like, are people just assuming that it's going to be tight before it's tight? Is everybody just jumping the gun or what?
They might be getting complacent. I mean, like it's been single lug now for a little while, so they might be starting to get comfortable with it and try to cut time off. Because you got to find an advantage somehow. But
yeah. But damn, I've never seen such a shit show on pit road.
Yeah, and I mean, we had that accident with I don't even remember who it was. One of the young drivers got crashed coming out of his box, and then
I do remember. Was that Ty Gibbs?
It might have been Ty Gibbs.
Golly, that was when the fifth beer started kicking in for sure. but yeah, it was a shit show on pit road this week. I have no idea really what the hell to expect it.
It's crazy.
Oh, but man, it was out of all the different things you could be doing, loose wheels are just the wildest one because you had Kyle Busch, I think we mentioned him, but going up and just slapping the wall, ruining at least one other person's race, and then chopping a wheel in half, and all the other crazy stuff that was going on. I just couldn't believe it. We're gonna have so many crew members out next week. We're gonna have to reintroduce all the pit crews just because nobody's the same.
No, it's kind of crazy.
Yeah, no freaking doubt. It must have been extremely frustrating to be on pit road during the middle of Vegas. Yeah. God dang. But I mean, that's kind of the biggest storylines to come out of Vegas for sure was loose wheels. Josh Berry wins and just crazy stuff. And we got Homestead coming up next week.
Mm-hmm. That's always a good one,
dude. I can't wait. Homestead's going to be phenomenal. Who are you picking? Who are you picking for Homestead?
I feel like we're finally going to see someone whose last name doesn't start with a B win a race.
Hey!
I think it'll be Reddick. I think he's coming alive here. I think
hell yeah.
He's gonna put himself back on the map, and he's good at that track. So
yeah, I couldn't have named a better driver other than your boy Kyle Larson.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I really think those are the two. If you're not watching for Kyle Larson or Tyler Reddick, I don't know who you should be watching for outside of that. Because damn, they're gonna be blazing fast. They always are.
They're gonna be tough to beat. Watch Christopher Bell put himself back in the spot to win, though.
Yeah,
I
dude.
mean, one more caution this week, he could have been up there.
Yeah,
He had battled back. He was bordering on top 10.
he was. I mean,
And the way that race was going, he could have made a dive bomb and passed a ton of cars.
that dude's must have a rabbit's foot shoved up his tailpipe or something, dude. I don't know what's going on with him, but he has had so much luck at the beginning of this year. It's unbelievable how well it plays out.
It's crazy.
Oh, we forgot to mention one person at Las Vegas. Denny Hamlin.
Yeah.
Running like just a wet dog in the back.
Yeah. He did not have a good week.
Dude, I'm getting worried about that guy.
Did you see his new car for this week? Progressive on it?
Oh, is it Progressive? I saw the announcement tease thing with the cover still on the car, but I did not see the actual announcement for who it was going to be.
It looks, I mean, obviously, you're used to FedEx on it, so that looks super weird.
It just having purple cars between Yahoo and FedEx. He just has a purple thing going on. Let me look at this thing. Progressive car.
It looks weird. It's going to be odd on track.
Come on, Wi-Fi. Dang, he's driving a blue car. Yeah, that's strange, man.
It is very strange.
I like
that.
But
maybe it's what he needs to bounce back right now.
Yeah, I like the P on the hood. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's a good-looking car. It's just going to be weird, like you said, to see him in blue.
How much of it do you think is him really starting to move into his role as an owner? And really, it's on now a 3-car team.
I think that definitely plays a large part in it for sure. He's got a lot of things on his plate that he didn't really have before, and the podcast, and all this stuff he's doing with his kids now that they're getting a little bit older too. And
for sure, I mean, a lot of commitments, that take away from driving, and he's getting older. Like, it's harder. You got to probably put in more work as you get older to stay in shape and to stay sharp. So
absolutely, and new crew chief this year.
Yep, true. How many years do you think he has left as a full-time driver?
I think as long as he stays interested in it. And I feel like that if he has a terrible season where he's no longer competing for championships, I think he's out. I think he's basically accomplished everything that he wants to outside of that championship. And
I'm sure he wants it, though.
You know it. But I think
he wants it bad.
Gosh, I feel like he would race a lot longer. I feel like he'd stay in the sport longer if he already had that championship under his belt. Kind of like Truex, like Truex really could have retired. They were contemplating a retirement for like 3 years before it finally happened. But he just kept doing it because he enjoyed it, and he had everything that he needed from it.
Right, you might as well then.
Yeah.
I could see Hamlin doing a Jimmy Johnson kind of thing and running some one-offs with 2311 once he retires.
Definitely could see that, 100%. I just get so worried that we're seeing the Jimmy Johnson that I got to know, because I didn't start watching until right after his very last win. I started the September after he got his last win, so I never even saw Jimmy Johnson win a race, which honestly I think I'm kind of thankful for, because I would have gotten sick of it real fast.
Oh, yeah, he was crazy, though. He was dominant.
Yeah, but it's just crazy to even think that, like, I don't know if I'm ready to fully commit to the Hamlin's washed thing, but...
No, you got to give it some time. I mean...
You do.
But, I mean, even Kyle Busch, you could say it, but Kyle runs up front. He's had crazy bad luck, too.
Yeah, he has crazy bad luck, and he has a team. He doesn't have teammates that he can really bounce things off of, because who's he going to call? Austin Hill in the Xfinity series? That's about all he's got, man. But but no, I just I get worried for Hamlin because it's one thing to have some bad races. It's another thing to naturally run in the 30th position and 35th and crazy, terrible and ending places like that. He did say on his podcast that he felt like they had a shot to win it by the end, but I mean, had a shot to win it, but finished in the 25th spot. Like, what do you make of that, Mr. Hamlin?
Yeah, like what? Maybe with 2 more cautions?
Yeah, exactly. Like, anybody in the field almost had a shot to win it at that point.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that was a slight aside, but we're coming to a track that he has historically run fairly well at, especially recently in this next-gen car. Do we have a Denny Hamlin turnaround this week where he finally gets something, or are we going to get more of that struggle? I don't know.
Hopefully at least the top 10, but...
You got to be hoping for it. I mean, we're early in
No.
the season. They've got a lot to figure out for sure between the two of them, but
Yeah.
that's
And
always
it's gotta be
worrisome.
tough too, seeing his teammate have so much success.
Yeah, and Christopher Bell's killing it right now. I think it's a little interesting with Joe Gibbs at the moment because they've got two guys that we're talking about should be doing a lot better than they are with the Hamlin and Gibbs. You got one guy that seemingly can't stop winning, or at least
Yeah.
finishing extremely well. And then you got Briscoe, who's brand new to the team, and to be perfectly fair to Briscoe, never has had a position in a Cup Series team where he genuinely felt like he had a full level of support until now. So it may still be a bit of a learning curve for him, but
For sure.
I don't know. I just feel like we got to see a bit more out of that 11 machine, especially like you
Yeah.
said with the 20 doing as well as they are.
Gibbs is in a weird era because they were so dominant for so long, and they still obviously are with Bell, but they just don't have the star power right now that they used to have, I don't think.
Yeah. They got one out of their four drivers right now that's really popping off. And I mean, Hamlin's just going to be Hamlin's going to Hamlin. He's always going to be popular despite it.
Sure, or booed, or he'll always be known.
Exactly. Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, that'll be interesting to watch. I'm not gonna pick him to win it by any means, but I'm definitely gonna be keeping a close eye on the 11 just to kind of see what they're doing throughout the race.
Yeah, no doubt.
So we got Reddick, we got Larson. Who else we looking at for Homestead this week?
I mean, I think you got to talk about Bell. He's been up there all year. I don't think it stops now.
That's another good point. Oh, Martin Truex going. Oh, wait, no, am I looking at the right thing here? No, okay. I'm looking at the standings. I thought I was looking at the entry list to Miami, and I was like, Truex going to be racing. Let's go.
I wonder when Jimmy's racing again. I wonder when Jimmy's racing again.
I don't know. I'm sure we could probably figure that out.
Coming off the third place finish at Daytona.
I know, which wild. The fact that he finished a race in his own car is a miracle at this point.
Still blows my mind that he got third place.
Absolutely. I love it. I'm always partial, but I'm going to be paying attention to Ryan Blaney for sure. He has a win there. He's got a win there. We could definitely see some crazy stuff out of him.
Yep.
But, I mean, you're right, man. It's Seabell, it's Reddick, it's Larson. It's your usual cast of characters when there's a high side to be ripped. Anybody that drove dirt.
100%. I mean, Josh Berry might come around and
hey,
put on a show here. We'll see.
I would not be mad about it. Keep the bees rolling.
You never know. No, I think it's Reddick's race to lose, though.
Yeah, it's definitely like it's gotta be time for him. He's got to get there at some point.
Or do we see Kyle Busch finally get a win?
Holy crap, man! I'd be here for it. That'd be freaking badass. He had to win championship races there, so he definitely knows what he's doing.
You want to see a veteran finally celebrate? I think we'd see a pretty good celebration for him.
I think we would definitely. Just like everybody, shut up. One of those kind of wins. Like I still got it. I ain't washed yet.
100%.
All right, man. Well, we got a few minutes left here, and you know what we got to do. You know what we got to do? We got to pick a hack of the week. We got to pick that hack of the week.
I feel like I know who you're going to pick.
Oh, damn. All right. Well, you go first because I gotta put my ducks in a row here.
All right. I think it's a tough one because I think there was so much craziness that went on.
Yeah.
But I think it's the single lug wheels.
Yeah.
It's my hack week.
Wait, the wheels themselves or the people putting them on?
Well, I think it's the wheels themselves this week because A, Kyle's broke. I don't even think that was a pit crew thing.
Mm-hmm.
B, I think everyone thought the single lug wheel was such a good idea. And maybe it is, but realistically, watching wheels fly off of cars every week is not entertaining racing.
No.
And it creates issues for other people on the track. And, we saw one in the Indy 500 fly over. I don't think that happened in NASCAR, but it could be a safety issue for the spectator.
Absolutely.
So I don't know, what I don't even know why they switched, to be honest. I was never fully clear on what the deal was. Was it money or was it just...
It was their exact reasoning was due to the fact that they switched to an aluminum cast 18-inch wheel because of the forces and loads that were going to be put on it, that a single lug wheel would be the only structurally sound thing that was going to hold that wheel together rather than 5 lugs.
Well, maybe we should just switch back because 4 lugs can hold a wheel on a car.
Damn right.
You have a lot more room for error.
Give me a star pattern. Come on now.
You know, I understand that they try to discourage you from having loose wheels with a lot of penalties and suspensions, but
Yeah.
it's gonna happen and it's not fun to watch. So
Yeah,
that's my
exactly. I mean, it's the hot coffee lawsuit of NASCAR. Regulations. It's like somebody spills a hot coffee on you at a drive-through. Somebody else just won like millions of dollars from that from a Starbucks settlement. It wasn't even the old McDonald's story. This is a whole new one. Somebody just got paid out for. But it's like these random people in the middle of the team, aka the drive-through window associate or the tire changer, go up there and they make one mistake, and now it's costing thousands and thousands or millions of dollars. It's causing damage to things out on the track between the car and other things, and you get suspended for it and you get kicked out. While I do understand you have to have something in place, it's almost like, golly, it sucks to know that you made one tiny mistake of pulling that lug off a half second too early, or the jackman dropped the car down a half second too early.
Right.
And it causes race-long implications when used to, like you were saying.
I mean, weeks long for the team because you got suspensions now.
Yeah. And just like you were saying, when you had the 5 lug, even when you had a loose wheel, I mean, yeah, you'd have to bring it back down pit road, and it may cost you a finish or $10,000 after the race, but it's not costing you members of your crew for races on out, and it's not causing you
like flying off the car.
Yeah,
it's not causing wrecks that is now taking out other innocent cars that haven't.
Such a good point. You know what? Hack of the week, single lug wheels. I like it.
Yeah.
God dang. Well, you called it. Christopher Bell, you could suck my absolute hack of the week again, just because that guy sucks. He's Oklahoman, dude. I always make fun of my Oklahomans being a Texan, but he's kind of like the epitome of an Oklahoma kid. I just can't stand that guy. And so, hack of the week, Christopher frickin' Bell. Welcome to it. Sorry about your bad luck. You get to wear the crown again.
Yeah, he still got a potential win from Blaney.
I know, man. I gotta stick up for my boys here. I gotta stick up for my boys and get mad at the people that cause them any kind of grief. So he can suck one, get back out, and try again later. God dang.
There you go. I knew that was coming.
Oh yeah. Sometimes they're a little predictable, but I was sitting here thinking, like, what else is there to even go in on? And that's really it.
No, it's got to be.
Yeah, no doubt. But anyways, the Xfinity race, I know we don't have too crazy much time here left, but got ourselves a good old win for the 7, finally getting his Xfinity win out of the year after like multiple attempts at giving it away.
Yep.
Successful attempts at giving it away.
Always love to see him win, though.
Yeah, one of the good guys in the sport, you know. That just reminded me. I had a whole different hack of the week picked out up until the Cup Series race. The crew member for the 7. I don't know if you saw this during his post-race interview right next to the car. Did you see the crew member that would not let him just get done with the interview?
No.
I don't know if it was his crew chief or if it was like one of the tire. I don't know who this guy was, and I'll probably get somebody in the comments being like, "Bro, I can't believe you didn't recognize that guy." I don't give a shit. This guy, in the middle of Justin Allgaier trying to give his post-race interview, he's pouring water on his head. He's grabbing his shoulders. He's putting him on FaceTime with a guy that's on, like, I think it was one of the sponsor affiliates, like, on the phone. He's got him on FaceTime, and he's, like, trying to give Justin the phone. He is grabbing him. He's yelling at him. He's saying stuff. And the whole time that this is going on, Justin is on camera to the national TV audience trying to give his post-race interview. And you know Justin, he's like a serious guy. Like, he's not boring. He's just he's not that goofy character. So he's got this guy just harassing him for like 2 minutes straight All he wants
gonna
to do is give this freaking interview, and this guy's just, woo! Like, imagine a drunk Dawson being behind you while you're trying to give a serious television interview. And that's what's going on behind you.
I definitely need to look that up. That's crazy.
Dude, you gotta watch it because you're gonna be dying laughing the entire freaking time that you're watching this. So back up, and if somebody knows who this guy is, I'm giving this as kind of like a lighthearted hack of the week. Like, I was laughing the whole time. Dude was obviously excited, like just happy to be there, and so stoked for Justin. Like, those are the kind of people you want in your corner. But damn, if he didn't make a freaking spectacle of himself the whole time that he was on camera.
That's crazy.
Yeah, you got to look that one up. I'll have to see if I can find it.
I like it. My hack of the week in the truck race was the weather.
Oh, dude, for real. I mean,
that was crazy.
How many, was it 2 red flags for rain?
It was I don't know, it was a long race. I didn't even watch the end, but my fiance Ashlyn was working at remote, and so she was up till 2:30 a.m. editing.
God. You can't be serious. Good for her for putting in the work. Yeah. But damn, that's a long day.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, props to NASCAR for actually getting the race in and doing it all the way to the end. I mean, a lot of Cup Series races have ended a little bit early because of rain. So to let a truck race play all the way out, like, hell, they were there for the win.
Yeah.
It might help too that they're all their Fox people were already there anyway, so it's not like they were going to get them home early. It wasn't like calling it would have really saved them any money. So,
nah, they just wanted to get to the casino probably. But
yeah, exactly. Well, you're getting overtime pay, so you can shuck like your extra time and a half on that.
Exactly.
Oh man. All right, dog. Well, that was a good one. I had a lot of fun. Let's go. We got to do that again sometime.
Definitely, we definitely will.
Oh man, no, that was a great time. And so we got Homestead coming up next week. Who else racing that week? Or is it going to be all 3 of them?
I don't know.
All 3 of them racing. So we got racing starting on Friday at 7 p.m. So this is a good 3-wide week. I love that.
That will be good at that track too.
Yeah, it will be. I'm excited, man. But anyways, you can catch us on any of our social medias. You got Raised Rowdy Racing. You got across all the board, RZD Rowdy Racing on Twitter. You can follow me at Caleb Con Rowdy everywhere you can find good, solid content.
Yup, you can follow me at Ike.Everard.
Heck yeah, and don't forget to follow Raised Rowdy, Raised Rowdy Burrell, and Raised Rowdy Nikki T. Everywhere you can find them. They're all great people. And let's make sure that we don't do too much cocaine before this race so we can remember everything, so that way we can talk about it on the pod. But everybody, thank y'all for listening. Y'all have a great week. We'll catch y'all on the flip.